Hi guys, my name is Michaela. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to do my 37-week pregnancy update. It has been a huge roller coaster to get to this point. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, go ahead and go check those out on my channel. I post pretty frequently, but I am finally 37 weeks and it is definitely something to celebrate because I really thought that I wasn't going to make it this far at the beginning of my pregnancy. So I'm just so thankful that this pregnancy has gone the way that it should later on in my pregnancy. So I'm just so happy that I'm finally full term though, and I would no longer have a preemie if I ended up having the baby right now. And I am good to go to have my birth center birth up until 42 weeks at this point. So I'm very excited about that. Now the biggest update that I have that we had kind of been questioning for a while now, it was confirmed a while back that my baby was still transverse, and it has been very hard to get baby head down. I have been doing spinning babies on my birthing ball, doing whatever I possibly could to make sure that the baby was going to end up in an optimal position. And I'm so happy to say that at my last appointment, the baby was confirmed to be head down at my 36-week checkup. Now I just had my 37-week checkup because they're going weekly now since it's towards the end of my pregnancy. And baby is still head down, which is great. The baby is in a really good position for labor right now, and he seems to be very low in my pelvis, which is awesome. So baby is doing really good. He's measuring just on track when I get my stomach measured and everything. So everything like that is going great. So I'm very happy about that. I still have the same swelling that I've had, as well as the same discomfort in my pelvis. It hasn't increased at all. Sometimes it's a little bit more painful in the middle of the night. So at nighttime, it's pretty uncomfortable to lay down, but I really can't get myself into a better position than I already have myself in. I am using a pregnancy pillow, and I have 2 pregnancy pillows actually. If you want to stay tuned towards the end of this video, I will be giving a review on a second pregnancy pillow that I got. The first pregnancy pillow that I've had throughout the second half of my pregnancy is by Pharmadoc, and that pregnancy pillow has worked extremely well, and I definitely give it 5 stars for a woman that is taller, plus size, whatever. It works very well, and I will be giving the review for the second pregnancy pillow as well as like an unboxing at the end of this video if you want to go ahead and check that out. I was gifted the pillow by Momcozy, so I'll go ahead and give the details for that at the end. Otherwise, I've had the same other symptoms that I've had with my swelling, my pelvic pain. I've still been losing some mucus plug. Those things are all the same so far this week. They haven't increased or gone away at all. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention that I haven't mentioned previously, because I think most of you that already watch my channel are aware that I only recently stopped breastfeeding my son. He is about to turn 2, but I had only done that within like the last few months of my pregnancy because it was very uncomfortable for me to nurse him. It was starting to hurt me. So we stopped nursing, but I never really completely like dried up. But now at this point in my pregnancy, I have noticed that my boobs have been very full of colostrum, and it's at the point where they're leaking now. So it's not anymore where like I could get some out if I were to like hand express or anything like that. It just leaks and it mostly happens when I'm inside the shower, or if I like don't have a shirt on, then my boobs have been leaking colostrum. So I had colostrum for a while now, but it just started actually like leaking, and my nipples and my boobs actually hurt pretty bad. They feel very full, and they're like pretty rock hard right now. It's almost as if I've already had the baby and my milk's trying to come in. That's how my boobs feel right now. Now it's not quite as intense, like they definitely will get more full and more rock hard once the baby actually gets here, but it's pretty uncomfortable right now. So I have been definitely not been wearing any like shirts or anything at nighttime because of it, because they've been very sensitive, and so I've just been kind of like keeping everything off of them for now. And when I'm in the shower, I just make sure that I wash myself really well, just so that I'm just worried that with them leaking a lot and the fact that I'm not like nursing right now or anything, that I'm gonna end up getting like clogs in them. So I've just been letting like hot water run on them and keeping them clean so that I don't get any sort of like infections or anything. Now, since the baby is head down in my pelvis now, I have had a big relief further up inside of my belly. The baby has definitely dropped. I was told that the baby had looked like it had dropped maybe like a few weeks ago, but I feel it now. So I feel such a relief. The pressure up in my ribs just isn't as much anymore, which definitely helps my acid reflux. So that has gotten significantly better within like the last week, I would say, where I don't have any more heartburn or any more acid reflux. It's almost completely gone, which is awesome. Now, since the baby is a lot lower though, I have needed to go pee so much and it is all night, where it has been keeping me up. I don't even think I've been falling asleep until around 3:30 in the morning. It's been pretty intense. I've had to pee. I feel like it's like every 30 minutes, which it's not, but it definitely feels like it. And it has been so difficult because I have been feeling very alert at nighttime for some reason, where I lay down in bed. I normally have an audiobook when I go to sleep, and I feel exhausted, but at the same time my mind just doesn't shut off. So I've tried like turning off my audiobook. I make sure that I don't look at my phone too late before I go to sleep. I make sure that it's put away by like 10 o'clock, and I really just lay there for hours and hours until like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I just can't get comfortable. I've had a lot of restless leg, and it's been very difficult. It at this point is extremely hard for me to roll over in bed, to the point where I'm like holding on to the backboard at my bed, like pulling myself to try to get over onto the next side, just because I feel like the baby is just so heavy on my back and my pelvis when I'm turning. It makes it really difficult. I feel like a beached whale at this point now. So it has definitely gotten more uncomfortable. I'm in the part of my pregnancy where I just feel ready to have my baby now. Also done the last bit of my nesting that I wanted to do. I finished getting the living room ready for the baby. And I also filmed my bedside nursery tour. If you're interested in that, that was just posted. You could go ahead and check that out. And I will be filming a video soon about like what I have set up in the rest of the home for the baby as well. You'll probably see like little sneak peeks inside the vlogs that I do too. But at this point I am just ready to go. I really feel like I'm just gonna go into labor at like any time, which I know every mom kind of feels like that at the end of their pregnancy, where they're just kind of done and they're just ready for the baby to come. But having had so many kids already, I am definitely more in tune with how it feels like right before you go into labor. And I would give myself maybe another week. And I feel like this baby is gonna come. Like this baby will be here probably in a week, if not sooner than that. I just can't really sleep anymore. I have this like tired feeling now, and I'm just like done. I feel like my body is really done at this point. Now, the earliest that I've had a baby was 38 weeks and 4 days, and that was my first baby. I've also had a baby at, let's see, 40, or it was 39 weeks and like 4 days, I think, and then 41 weeks. So I've had them kind of all over the place. I've never had a baby before 38 weeks, but I kind of am feeling the same as I did in that first pregnancy around this time, where I just didn't want to do anything anymore, and I just started not feeling very well, and that normally happens like right before I have a baby. So I definitely feel like this baby is just gonna pop out at any moment. Now, the last thing that has really changed is my anxiety. So although I've had 3 births before, I had experienced 2 losses right before this pregnancy, and this pregnancy was quite difficult with my hematoma that I had, where I had a lot of scary moments with a lot of bleeding. And my anxiety level has just shot way up now. So I have actually, I think that almost every woman kind of feels like this, where it's almost like a fearful feeling before you go into labor, just like trying to trust your body to do what it needs to do to make sure everything goes okay in the way that it should. But I just have this fear that you know, something could go wrong, and I have this every single time right before I have a baby, where I just get anxious about it, about the actual delivery itself. I know exactly what to expect in regards to pain and how I handle labor, because I like to go all natural, but I definitely have more anxious fears about things that you can't control. So like things like hemorrhaging, or if I end up needing some sort of an emergency C-section because something ended up going wrong with the delivery, you know, just random things like that. And I feel like those are completely normal and healthy things to think about right before you have a baby, because they are valid fears. They could definitely happen, and so I like to be extra prepared about it. I've already made like an emergency C-section birth plan and just in case hospital transfer birth plan as well. I also have my birthing center birth plan all done. So that just kind of helps me out a little bit more. I've been watching videos about how the procedure is actually done for C-sections, and everything that could go wrong, everything like that. So I like to prepare myself mentally, and it really makes it so that I could like advocate for myself when I am in a situation where I need to. So if I were to need that C-section, I know what my options are, and I know exactly what is going to be happening ahead of time. It's not going to be this scary, like, you know, like just trusting in the doctor's hands, like to make sure that everything goes okay. I also know like exactly what's going to be happening, so it makes me less fearful when it happens. So I have been having more anxiety, definitely. That's been a big thing on my mind. Now, the last thing that I wanted to mention is I have been having a whole lot of contractions, and they have been painful. My body is definitely gearing up. I definitely feel the baby pushing down on my cervix at this point, where I will feel the baby hit pretty hard against my cervix, and then I'll have like a contraction afterwards. So they've been induced a lot by like the baby's movement. The baby is still moving a lot, and especially at nighttime, where the baby is straight up like, I feel like the baby is just throwing elbows, and you could see it through my stomach. They are very intense. It almost makes me feel like this baby is going to be a little bit bigger than my other babies have, because I have never felt any movements like that before in any of my pregnancies. they've been a lot more like mild, where I could tell the baby's moving, but I can't see a whole fist through my stomach normally, and this time I definitely can, where it's like bulging out of my stomach. Like that baby stretches my stomach out pretty far, and it has been very noticeable. It's mostly at nighttime. That might be why I've had a little bit more difficulty sleeping, because the baby has been moving so much, and the movements can be quite painful. It's not something that I'm like concerned about, because the pain doesn't continue. It's just while the baby itself is moving. I just feel like he's very big and he doesn't have a lot of room anymore to move like he's wanting to, and he's throwing jabs and legs and elbows and everything, and so it's been pretty uncomfortable. But that is the last thing that I wanted to mention. I will go ahead and show you guys my belly now. Okay, so here's what my belly looks like right now. He is very low. You could definitely tell he's all down here. I don't really have as much of a bulge up here anymore. He feels very heavy. But anyways, that's all for my pregnancy update itself. Now, if you were interested in the other pregnancy pillow that I was given to review, you could go ahead and stay and watch that as well. I'll be inserting the footage for it right now when I first received the pillow, and then I will be giving you a more recent update of what it's been like as of now to use the pillow. Finally, I got the pillow, and I wanted to show a side-by-side. Now, it does take about 2 days for this to fluff up completely. It took around the same time. This one looked almost exactly the same when I first unpackaged it. This one is a Pharmadoc, and this is the one that I've been using. And then this is the one that Momcozy just sent me. So this is the one that Momcozy had sent me, and it is brand new out of like vacuum sealed packaging. So it'll take a little bit of time, but this is like side-by-side comparison. I actually really like that this one has like the loop. Like that looks like it'd be way comfier under my legs. This one, it seems to fall out of my legs a lot. So like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and my legs like will be together, and it's really uncomfortable because this just, it doesn't have that much of a lip to like keep it in between my legs. So hopefully this one will stay in between my legs a lot easier, and maybe it'll allow me to sleep for longer periods at night, because I do wake up a lot because of that, because it ends up coming out from underneath my legs and then it becomes really uncomfortable. So I will show you though in a few days what the product looks like, and then I will also let you guys know how comfortable it is after sleeping on it for a while. Okay, so this is what the pregnancy pillow looks like now. It has been over a week now. I let it poof up completely before we started sleeping on it, and it's been a total week of us actually sleeping on it. So this is what it looked like once it's already broken in and it's poofed up all the way. This is just a side-by-side comparison of the pillow itself. Now again, this is the Pharmadoc pillow, and then this is the Momcozy pillow. Now, I would have to say I do really like the feature right here where it extends more underneath the legs. I do think that that helps so that it doesn't slip out from under your legs. This one does tend to kind of slip out in between my legs sometimes, where I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll no longer have the pillow there, and I'll wake up a little bit more uncomfortable. Now the only downside with this pillow is how soft it is. This pillow is very, very flimsy. I feel like there's not a whole lot of support to it, including the head pillow spot. So if you're someone that does not like something very firm under your head and you're more of like a plush pillow type of person, I would definitely go for this pillow. I am almost 5'9", and I also feel like this pillow is just a tad short. I'm really not able to use it right now. My husband has actually started using it now. I did try it out for a few nights just so that I could do a full review on it. And I ended up just not liking it as much as my Pharmadoc pillow. This one is a lot firmer. There's a different type of material inside of it that is more firm, and I feel like it provides more support for my back and in between my legs. It just helps hold everything up a lot better than this one does. This one, when my legs are around the pillow itself, it's like paper thin once my legs are over it. So it definitely can't withstand a lot of pressure or weight. I feel like if you're a more petite person, then this pillow would probably be perfectly fine. But the fact that I'm just overweight and I'm extremely pregnant and I'm a lot taller, unfortunately this pillow just didn't work out for me very well. So I'm going to be continuing to use my Pharmadoc pillow. Thank you so much, Momcozy, for sending me this pillow though. I do really appreciate it. It might work better for me once I'm not pregnant anymore. My husband has actually been using it and he loves it. So he actually started sleeping with it, and he is a lot thinner than me and he's taller than me, and it has worked perfectly fine. So I think just with the fact that how overweight I am in this far in my pregnancy, it's just not enough support. So I definitely like the firmer Pharmadoc one. But overall, I would say that they are both really good options. It just depends on if you want something softer or more firm. So Pharmadoc is more firm, and the Momcozy is definitely more. But thank you guys so much for watching my pregnancy update video. I really hope that my pillow critiquing skills really helped you out if you were looking for a pregnancy pillow to get for yourself. I definitely tested the Momcozy pillow out for enough time, and unfortunately it just didn't work out for me. So I'll be sticking to my Pharmadoc one just because it's a lot more firm and more supportive. But I will talk to you guys later. Bye.